Good morning, pregame crew. How are you doing? It's Wednesday, May 18th, 2022. This is Gal Lori. You are at the pregame show. What I do every morning is I break down the indices and the happenings overnight. I was going to say the haps, but I'm not cool enough to say that. The happenings overnight. We look at the international indices, crypto, commodities, and movers and shakers of the day. And my goal is to get you ready for the trading day. And we have a tiny bit of fun, but it's definitely more about technical analysis. If you're here for fundamentals, I like to put the fun in fundamentals, but I'm not your girl. It's all technical analysis. And I also give you notes. I show you notes, and I copy and paste these notes when I'm done over into the Chart Guys community. So if you're tuning in later in the day, you may want to fast forward till this says 6:30, and that's where I'll get started with the indices. Between now and then, I will do a few chart requests for my friends, the early crew. Audio visual check, please. Bam. There you are, Chuck. Thank you, Chuck. Hey, Jorge, Jessica, you want to trade with me for a week? That would be an honor, an absolute honor. Good morning, Jerome, Roger, Greg, Mustang, me, myself, and I. Empower, Diego, Tammy, Kaiser, Night Truck, John, Roger. I already said Roger. Topher. Good morning. How are you? Yeah, I need the coffee. So I don't know if my husband can hear me, so I'm going to whisper, someone, not me, someone spilled coffee underneath our little tray in the butler's pantry, and someone stained the quartz because they didn't clean it up. So my husband's in there cleaning it right now. So I can't get another cup of coffee. I'm sorry. I'm so silly this morning. I need to mute myself while I have a little laughing fit. Sorry. Hey, Rosemary, Bobo, Chili, Adam, Tony, what's up? How are you doing? Do not tell my husband I did it. But anyway, that's why I'm short coffee this morning. God, those athletic greens get me goofy. So we're red over. Hey, Keggers, thanks for laughing with me and not making me feel stupid over here. So we are red from overnight happenings. And I think there are two major players in this, and that's the VIX and the U.S. 10-year. I need to put the U.S. 10-year on my list. Oh, he knows, I know. There's no one else for me to blame. I don't have any freaking kids left in the house, so I can't blame them. U.S. 10-year is super green overnight, and the VIX is overnight. U.S. 10-year is confirming a 4-hour bull flat, and VIX is holding that daily higher low. Good morning, KD. How are you? Okay, I'll take a chart request before I lose my stuff. That quartz will stain like crazy. If this is your first day here or listening to this, I never get this silly and I never tell you anything personal like that. I try to stick to the charts, but I am just really cracking me up this morning. Okay, Iridium. Let's look at it. Iridium. Well, this is actually a lot healthier than most names. Lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. So we got a little EQ going. We got earnings out of the way. Have any dividends? Sometimes these telecommunication companies can have some dividends. Nope. No dividends, but we're still looking for a daily lower high. I wouldn't count this wick as a pivot. So you have resistance up here at 37.15. 37.15. Okay, I'm going to turn extended hours. Am I? I don't want to turn extended hours off. The high of yesterday, 35.54, becomes the level. What's the volume on this thing? It doesn't have a lot of liquidity after hours, obviously. Your resistances are 35.63, 36.96, and 37.15. Odds favor a lower high compared to 37.15, so bears will be waiting up in this area. Yesterday looks great with this charge higher, and they could definitely keep going, but just remember, we're getting overbought. We get overbought on the 15-minute or the hourly, more importantly. So the hourly got overbought after hours. That doesn't count. But when they get overbought on the hourly, that's a reverse back burner when we're looking for a daily lower high. Okay. Bitcoin, I will definitely be going over Bitcoin. And let's make it easy. Make it real easy, especially for me. Weekly, we have an inside bar. Daily, we're forming our second inside bar. And so the level of resistance 30750, support 29415. Hourly, we're fighting to hold this support of 29645. So we have a new, that is not clear. Is it clear on the 2 hour? Nope. Yep, 4 hour for the win. We just have a 4 hour EQ. We have this lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low. So now we're just tightening. So we've got, and I know this is going to happen when I look at charts like this. I'm like, okay, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. Why? Why are we doing this? It's because we're in an inside bar. You get a lot of erratic price action that happens when you're in a tightening range as the bulls and bears probe liquidity to the upside and to the downside. So just remember, we expect this erratic behavior when we have inside bars on higher time frames. And in this case, Bitcoin has a daily inside bar and a weekly inside bar. Amazon for Tamazon. I have it on my list today, Tammy. I'm worried about this. Worried is a terrible word. I don't have a position. But if I were a bull, I would be concerned about this textbook rising wedge that we have on Amazon. Small higher highs without a ton of follow through. If we lose yesterday's low, that's definitely a confirmation of that 2 hour and or 4 hour, whichever way you want to look at it, rising wedge. And that makes sense since we have a daily bear flag on deck. Anything below 2380 keeps a bear flag alive. I will definitely be going over SPY, Larry. But Larry, you like SPX, so let me give you those levels real quick. I like SPX for day trading. I trade it a ton because I like the tax advantages. Okay, your new resistance is the high of that move yesterday after hours. Not after hours. Was it after hours? Did we get the high? I think so. Let's see. Yeah, it was after hours. After Powell was speaking. So we have resistance at 41.57.80. There was another level I just saw right here. We have a little sneak level right there. 409.780, 409.780, and that's where we are rejecting overnight. And your key support is 4032. And bulls have bounced enough. We're at the 50% retrace to negate a potential bear flag on a pullback. We have enough room for a higher low now. So that keeps the bulls a little bit more in charge. Yeah, hit the like button, please. You're in Canada, VB. I have a lot of friends in Canada. Good morning. Good morning, positively. AJH in the UK. Hi. Okay, let me look at BA real quick. BA, potential daily bear flag. I would short balances on BA until the bulls can show the whites of their eyes with conviction, and they haven't done that in a while. All right, y'all ready? I'll try to remember that slow devil. I'll add it to my list. Y'all ready to get started? This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm normally not this silly. The coffee thing was just getting me this morning. You can check me out at chartguys.com or check me out on Twitter, Chart Gal Lori. You can check us out at chartguys.com. And what we do is we teach technical analysis. So, and what I like to do here is I break down the indices, the happenings overnight, commodities, crypto, and movers and shakers of the day. I copy these notes and I put them in TCG chat room after I'm done. So if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation as to what all these yellow candles are and what moving averages I use. All right, let's get started on the day. I have a lot of supports and resistances. So as always, this light gray over here to the right side in the legend, those are the supports and resistances. They match up with the corresponding horizontal rays. So it's all based on hourly right now if you just want to mark those up on your chart. But what's happened is we had a 4-hour bull flag yesterday. 4-hour bull flag, and it confirmed. Then overnight, it looked like we would have another 4-hour bull flag, but we're giving too much back. And just like I said on SPX, the same thing holds true for ES. We have enough room for a daily higher low. So will it take hourly oversold to get to that? I don't know. So I'm going to go make an alert right now. when scouting for a daily high or low, it's typically a good area to start a conservative approach at the hourly oversold. So y'all know I always tell you when we come up and retest this 50 MA, pull back and retest, the first test is typically a rejection. Look here, here, we got lots of rejections. When you finally get through it, when you come back and retest that 50 MA, that could be a buy area. So I'll be watching that today. And here's your area for the day. 4039. That is your level that must hold today. That is support. Actually, the level is 4029 that must hold on the 4 hour. And for the hourly, 4039 is your next support. It's not your last high or low, it's your next support. So 4 hour, 4029, and on the hourly, 4039. Nasdaq. So Nasdaq, here are your resistances and supports on the hourly. We are resting on that hourly 50 MA right now. We're forming an hourly inside bar. And it's hard to really take apart the overnight action when there's not a lot of volume. It's tough. It's tough to analyze because volume is low, but the levels matter nonetheless. They matter. So key support on NQ 12328, 12328. On the hourly, your next support level 12372. 12372 is your next hourly support. Your next 4 hour support 12328. So we're just giving back a lot of that Powell move yesterday. And this was the low of the Powell. Nope, that was the low of the morning, not the Powell reaction. But that was the low of yesterday that must hold. And bulls want to see that hold. We want to see defense. All we've seen is defense by the bears, but very little offense from the bulls. And you're constantly asking yourself, is this bear covering? Just bear covering, or is this bulls buying? And I tell you all the time, for it to be bulls buying, they need to change the trend, and they're not changing the trend. So on the daily, we have the key level of 11,689, and I found it fascinating yesterday. One of you asked me about QQQ SPY, and we were looking at it, and it was a potential inverse head and shoulders. Like, wow, QQQ is about to flip the script on SPY, and we looked at SPY QQQ, and we had that head and shoulders, which did not negate, it did not confirm, by the way. So it looked to me like QQQ is ready to flip and get in charge here. And we need, in order for them to get in charge, we need to break over 0.76 on this ratio chart. So if you're not familiar with this, this is a ratio chart. Charting me and Dan, he's the expert behind this, and comparing various indices, various crypto coins to find out which one has relative strength. And that way you're always playing the stronger name bullish, and you're always playing the weaker name bearish, or you're looking for a laggard play, either or. So I found that interesting yesterday that they were completely and exactly inverse. So for QQQ to take over, they must get over 0.76. I'm going to skip over RTY and YM for now. Hang Seng was slightly green. DAX is slightly red. Can't ascertain a lot of information from that. But we have two important charts today. Here's the two important charts. The VIX. We talked about it yesterday. We said if VIX can hold the daily high or low relative to 2494, that could be a stopping point for market bulls. And sure enough, that's where the market bears stepped in. They held the 2494. Now we're in a daily inside bar. We need to get over this 2717. The high of yesterday, in order to say, okay, that higher low is more likely set. Now on a bounce, because of the size of that pullback, we would be anticipating a lower high. So over time, it looks like, let me break this down. And if I lose some of you, I'm sorry. And it's not because you're slow, it's because of my inability to articulate what's going on. Let me go type. Okay. So VIX, I typed this somewhere, but I'm going to type it again. VIX daily EQ, higher low through 2717 is most likely set. The daily higher low would be most likely set if we break through 2717. Not so fast, market bears. A daily lower high is anticipated. ES. Losing our grip on hourly, potentially 4 hour. but anticipating a daily higher low. Not so fast, market bears. So that would set the stage for a bounce on VIX. So what I'm seeing is we would be bearish initially today, and then maybe chop around in the afternoon, and then tomorrow market bulls go on defense for that daily higher low. And they may go on defense today, but I'm seeing a bearish overhang for the day. Gosh, I hope I'm explaining this well. So, and this is the other fly in the ointment, the US 10-year. US 10-year has a daily head and shoulders. That's a bearish pattern. If this sucker can roll over and really break this neckline of 2717, that's bullish the market. But look at the 4-hour. We got a 4-hour bull flag. What's going on? US 10-year? So if this 4-hour trend change doesn't get a lot of follow through, then that daily head and shoulders could be in play. US 10-year daily head and shoulders. Market bulls, specifically QQQ bulls, want to see this break bear. So I would say this is our next 2 to 3 day outlook. Here's the 3 things I'm monitoring, and 2 of them have nothing to do with the indices purely. They're looking at correlation. So those are the 3 things that I'm watching very closely. Someone in our TCG chat room, which I always try to answer their questions, asked about, Lori, could you go over the bear flag checklist this morning on the pregame show? So a bear flag checklist, we're looking for price extension to the downside. So let's go look at Amazon for that. So we got that rising wedge I've already covered. We have this extension to the downside. Look at this extension. We are pretty far away from that 0.382. Okay, so let's go over Amazon. Price extension to the downside. Yes. Bounce hasn't given back more than 38% of the pole. Correct. It's holding. Bears are playing defense. Bull volume should be declining on the bounce. Declining. Yes. Meeting criteria. We want upper wicks of profit taking. Let's look at this one. This one's a little iffy. Not convincing. Not clear at all. I don't see upper wicks. EMA's overhead, yes. So 4 of our 5 criteria Amazon meets for a daily bear flag. So when you're going over your bear flag and our bull flag checklist, you just flip the script. If you're looking for a bull flag, price extension to the upside. Bounce must not give back more than 38% of that pole. Bear volume should be declining on the bounce. We want lower wicks of profit taking, and we need the EMAs below us. You just inverse the 5 of these, invert them for a bull flag checklist. So yesterday's lift in early morning was definitely, I don't like that word, partially due to the 13F hedge fund filings of Buffett saying, hey, I bought more Citigroup, I bought more Apple, I initiated a stake in PARA, but I sold some Verizon and yada yada. So yesterday we got a little lift. So if we look at the heat map yesterday, Apple was up 2.54%. So the Buffett news was definitely helping lift the market. And then a sigh of relief. I wouldn't say it was bull optimism. I think that would have looked different and more squeezy, but definitely a sigh of relief at the end of the day with no surprise when Powell spoke at 2 p.m. Eastern. So I think a combination of the two lifted us, but we still don't have that daily trend change. And bears are still playing defense until the bulls can prove themselves, and they haven't. All right. So for the indices, weekly inside bar on ES, daily giving itself enough room for higher low, 4-hour uptrend pulling back than more than bulls would like. So let's go look at ES again. The bulls want to see some defense at 4039, and that's the line in the sand, 4029. Nasdaq, they want to see defense at 12372. This is the line in the sand for the 4-hour uptrend. RTY looks a little bit stronger. 1800 is the line in the sand. YM 32238 is the line in the sand. Okay, and I've talked to you about US 10-year. Bitcoin, we went over why it's erratic, because we have a weekly inside bar. Yellow candle just denotes an inside bar. Daily, we're working on our second inside bar as 8 EMA is easily suppressing price. 4-hour, nice tight EQ. Wow. Resistance 306.75, 750, and then 31418. Support, another leg down right here on Nasdaq. Support 29415 and 29055. Ethereum, same thing. Resistance on the EQ 2108, 2120, 2164. Support 2005 and 1976. The question is, will bulls have interest if we break bear? Will they try to defend a daily high or low? TBD, to be determined. All right, gold had its chance this morning, overnight. So look at the dollar. The dollar has been pulling back, 4-hour bear flag, really pulling back. And gold is just not seizing this dollar weakness. So if the dollar can break bear out of this 4-hour bear flag, it could help gold. But gold has a potential 4-hour bear flag. So, which someone could probably argue with me on this point. Let me check it. Yeah, it's bounced a little more than a bear flag. But it still doesn't look as good as you would anticipate it to look, considering the dollar's in a 4-hour bear flag. 1805 support, 1796 support, resistance 1818 and 1834. The bulls are just not impressive. Okay. Oil, we have oil inventory report, and the oil, so I'm using CL1 continuous contracts. It makes it a little easier for me, but if you are indeed trading oil futures, you're going to want to switch to CLN as in Nancy, because they advanced the contract today. The more volume flipped to the front month, CLN versus CLM. But I'm going to continue to use the continuous contracts just for ease. So I marked this up for you yesterday. It's still in play, a broadening formation potential on daily oil. And this could be a daily bull flag. So bears don't need to be too cocky here, but this could be a 4-hour bear. Let me measure this one. Yeah, it could still be a 4-hour bear flag. So we'll see how this develops after inventory report. Hourly uptrend without a lot of follow through gives a little more weight to that potential bear flag scenario. Support. Who's thinking of me? Who is it? My nose is itching. One of y'all is thinking about me. Support 110, 108.82, 108.11. We have resistance at 113.66 and 115.56. Nat gas is really making a run for it. It's attempting to negate this daily head and shoulders that we have here. Now, on any pullback, we anticipate a daily higher low. They're negating that, but we have been calling out this rising wedge since Jesus was a baby. And nat gas bulls just keep buying the dip. Support 816 and 813. Be careful with nat gas, folks. Okay, Apple has that potential 2-hour rising wedge. We look to be confirming in pre-market support 14668. That would be the break, the confirmed break of this 2-hour rising wedge. I'm looking to short Apple. Amazon, same thing. I deleted my rising wedge from earlier. So a confirmation of this 2-hour rising wedge on Amazon would be 2225. 2225. Cost. Okay, I posted this 3 percentage points ago on Costco. Target got murdered. Absolutely murdered. The CEO, I mean, he's one of my new favorite CEOs. He was on CNBC this morning. He's been there 9 years. And he owned the fact that they got broadsided by the freight cost, and he didn't factor that in. And he owned the different issues that the company is having. Of course, he sandwiched it and it ended on a positive note that they did have some little bright spots in their earnings. However, Walmart got killed yesterday. Their profits went down 25%. Target got killed today. Their profits went down 50%. May 26th is cost earnings. So cost, if you look over here, which is not alphabetized, it should. Cost is one of my names to look at. I want to short a potential bear flag. I want to short cost into earnings next week, because if you're a cost bull, why the heck would you hold knowing what Target and Walmart are going through? Now, maybe they have a different business model. Maybe they're better than whatever all of these are. So 46901, we lost that support. Your next support's down at 444. And maybe they've priced in all of the terrible news. So I'm not saying it's necessarily going to work out perfectly, but I would love to short an hourly bear flag on cost in light of Target earnings. Facebook has a daily double top that Dan was pointing out this morning. Daily double top at 205.46, 205.37. The top fishing that 203 area I think makes sense if we can get any bounce. If it's just going to drop, then that means I missed it and I'm not going to trade it. This one's a mixed bag for me. I have been studying Good RX. I think it's a decent business model. And I missed the 733 dip buy. I'm like, oh, shoot, I missed that dip buy. Well, it looks like they're giving people more dip buy opportunity. We got a double daily inside bar. So this thing is in black dirt breakdown. It, of course, set a new support last week of 733. It has a potential daily bear flag. If we were to get a higher high over 925, that would be awesome. So I hope I don't confuse anyone, but we have a double daily inside bar. A pop up into $9 or even 930. 930 would set up a perfect potential rising wedge, looking for that final third higher high, looking to short. So I'm basically saying the opposite of what I normally say. A bull break on this double daily inside bar, I would be looking short. And then of course I'd wait for a pullback and see if they can hold this after hours level of 610. But this looks like it's setting up a rising wedge. Any pop, I would look to short around 930 and of course use a reasonable stop loss around 935. Jets. Yeah, if you could hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. Okay, so jets. Pull your jets. So jets represents all the airlines and those. That's discretionary income for the most part. Of course, there's businesses that have to travel, but a lot of the jets revenue is from personal travel. Well, if people are losing their discretionary income due to inflation, you would think that the airlines would be cooling off. So I don't know what's going to happen, of course. My crystal ball is in the shop, but we have a resistance level in pre-market of 2043, and then you have a level over here, 2078. I like a short on jets, and staying with that theme, a short on LUV, which makes even more sense because you have clear levels. Why do you hate me, TradingView? Right here at 45.30, 45.52, I like a short of LUV. That's true, crypto. And they're increasing revenue to cover the spike in gas prices for airlines, but that just means people fly less. People are not flying as often, or maybe I'm totally wrong on what they're doing. Target. This is a ninjas only environment, meaning I would only trade this if you are a ninja. That's an errant line here. If you are a consistently profitable trader is the only way I'd look at touching this. Your next support on target. Remember, something fundamentally has changed. You know, I got messages this morning. Don't you think Target's overdone? Look, I got the same messages when Netflix was 212. Got the same messages when Netflix was 204. Was it overdone? No, it just kept going down. So this can definitely keep going down. So please don't assume that, oh man, my wife, she shops at Target every darn day, so this should be bouncing. It's not necessarily the case. Let me do that again. Did I give you a support level? Yes, 156.10 and 150.80. And if you're looking to short or to trade this, I would look for a bounce to short or tightening ranges, and I would position myself short within those tightening ranges. Thank you. An inside bar, yes. Thank you for answering that, Edison. An inside bar is when you have a tightening range where the range stays within the mother bar. So think of it like a mom, and then you have a baby bar that stays within that mother range. So the mom has a little baby candle. You could also think of it like Russian nesting dolls. So on GDRX, we have an inside bar, the mama bar, a baby bar, and an even tiny babier bar where the range stays within the prior range, and this range stays within the prior range of that candle. Okay, XOP. XOP, I may change my view on this with oil getting the giddy up, but daily lower high is still the more likely scenario coming from a lower low, actually a higher low. on the weekly. This will be a tough trade. XOP got a ton of shorts that piled in yesterday, millions of dollars of puts. I like a top fish of 142.51. I'm going to stay with that trade idea. XLF I'm adding because of Slow Devil. Let me look at it, Slow Devil. Got a daily trend change, but man, was it not impressive. It looks like my plank hold at the moment, not impressive. Okay, over 34.30, 34.33, that's your top fish level. So I would top fish it around 34.30. Would you play a bounce of QQQ off 301? Or neither, Larry? I wouldn't play a bounce off neither. I would want hourly to get oversold. And let's look at that. Tell me when QQQ hourly oversold. Tell me when hourly gets oversold. Let's see. 295.67. And 295.67 keeps a daily higher low alive. So if you're a bull, and you want to be aggressive, you're looking for this bounce to pull back and you're looking to buy a higher low. Well, where do you look to buy it? Here. That's the most conservative bull is waiting for hourly to get oversold to then scout a bounce. A more aggressive bull is just waiting for a 5-minute trend change back to the upside. So I would say yesterday's low of 355 makes the most sense. Yeah, if you could hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. Let's look at Tesla and wrap it up there. It's a nice ending point. Tesla, we have a daily inside bar. Tesla's in trouble. And Tesla has been one of our bigger bulls, but we lost this $700 support. The amount of puts that have been piling in have been tremendous. Tesla bulls have work to do. I'm not saying they can't do it, but right now we have a 4-hour EQ. And they need to get over yesterday's high to break it to the upside, 76448. Actually, they look better than most of the names I've looked at pre-market, so I scratched that trouble comment. So you could look to bottom fish yesterday's low, 72885. Oh, you're welcome, Giraffe. Okay, we'll look at ARC and then I'm done. Same thing, looks like an EQ. 4067 is your line in the sand. If not, you have more meaningful consolidation coming your way. And we've negated the bear flag, so conservative bulls will be waiting for that hourly oversold, which would be around 39.71. Tell me when RSI gets oversold on ARC. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for joining me. Hit that like button before you head out. If you want to follow me on Twitter, Lori. And TCGers, I'll see you in the room. I'll be copying the notes in just a second. Non-TCGers, I'll see you here tomorrow.